Hello everyone, welcome to our math class. Today we are going to solve questions from practice set 2.5. So let's begin with the exercise. Practice set 2.5. To solve this practice set, we should know some formulas, the basic formulas of quadratic equations, which we are going to use here in this exercise. Okay, so the first exercise, first formula is discriminant. How to find the discriminant? Discriminant can be written as D or it can be also written as delta symbol like this. The formula for that is B square minus 4AC. So we have to use this formula if the question is asking you to solve discriminant. And based on this discriminant, we can also tell about the nature of the discriminant. Okay, so if if the discriminant answer you get 0, then we can say the nature of the quadratic equation as the roots of quadratic equations are real and equal. Okay, so this is the nature. If you get the discriminant as 0 answer, then you can write the nature of the equation as roots of this quadratic equation are real and equal. If the discriminant is greater than 0, then we can say roots of quadratic equations are real and unequal. And if discriminant is less than 0, then we can say roots of quadratic equations are not real. Okay, so these 3 points we have to remember. And then after this, you should also know the formula how to write the quadratic equations if the two roots are given to you. Okay, so if the two roots are given to you, how you will write the quadratic equation based on that. Suppose you have two roots, like for example, x equal 3 and another root for the quadratic equation x equal 4, then you can write this directly by using this formula, that is x square minus, okay, the addition of roots x plus product of roots equals 0. So this is a quadratic form of equation. We can just add these numbers like 3 and 4. Just write this x square, add the roots, that is 3 plus 4, you will get 7. This x plus product means multiplication. So just multiply these two numbers. 3 times 4 is 12 equals 0. So this is the way you can write the quadratic equation from the roots. This is the easiest way you can solve this question, this type of question. Then you have something as roots, which we call them as alpha and beta. Instead of calling it as x, we just call those two roots as alpha and beta. So when you add alpha and beta, you have a formula as minus b upon a. That is, sum of the roots, you will get a formula minus b upon a. How we get this minus b upon a? We have discussed this in our previous class using the formula. Also, when you multiply the roots, you will get c upon e. So these are the formulas you will be using to solve the questions from this exercise. So let's try to solve this part. Here you can see here the first question, quadratic equation form is given to you, a square plus bx plus c, and then b square minus 4ac. This is a discriminant. So here discriminant is equal to 5. That means it is giving a positive number. So the case is this one, d is greater than 0. Then I can write the nature of roots here is roots of quadratic equations are real and unequal. Similarly, the next one, this is a discriminant. So it is showing negative 5. That means it is d less than 0. Less than 0 means all the negative values will come in this case. So here the nature of the quadratic equation is not real. Then second question here, sum of roots. Sum of roots means we are going to get this number. Sum of root means this is alpha, this is beta. There are two roots here. Maybe it is x or x, like this formula. The addition of those roots, answer is -7, and product of the same roots is 5. So I can write the quadratic equation form x square minus the addition of roots, sum of roots. So I have to write it in a bracket because it is negative 7. X plus product of root is 5 equals 0. So simplify this further. X square negative times negative becomes positive. 7x plus 5 equals 0. So this is the easiest way we can write the quadratic equation from the roots. Then third point here, third question, if alpha and beta are roots of quadratic equation, then what is the answer if you do alpha and beta addition? So here we have a direct formula, that is minus b upon a. Here minus b is the middle term, minus 4, and a value is this. This is b, and this number, constant number, is c. So just we have to use the formula here. This one is minus b upon a minus b value is negative 4, so we have to use a bracket sign, and a value is 2. So if you solve this further, negative times negative becomes positive 4, divide by 2, which will give you further answer as 2. Similarly, alpha multiply beta, that is when you find the product of the roots, the formula is c divided by a. So c here in this case is negative 3 and a value is 2. We cannot divide this further, and neither we are interested to get the answer in decimal point. If you want to write the answer in decimal point, you can write. But this is enough for us to write in the fraction form. So these are the answers for this question. I hope these formulas are clear to you, because we are going to use these formulas for other questions also in this exercise. So let's go to next question. Here we can see find the value of discriminant. So we have to find the discriminant for all these three equations. So let's solve one by one. The first equation, x square plus 7x minus 1 equals 0. Discriminant formula is d equal b square minus 4ac. Only this much. So d equal, b value is the middle term, that is 7 square minus 4 multiply a value is 1. There is no number in front of x square, that means there is a number 1. We don't write it, it is understood. So 1 into c is negative 1. When a number is with the negative sign, please write it in the bracket, so that it is you don't do silly mistakes while doing calculations. 7 square is 49. Negative times negative becomes positive. 4 times 1 4. 4 times again 1 is 4. Gives you 53. So here discriminant is equal 53. They have not asked you to write the nature of this root. Okay, whatever discriminant answer we have got, they have not asked in the question to write the nature of this. But when you already know discriminant, when you get a positive value, we can tell the nature of the quadratic equation is real and unequal. If they mention in the question, you can write the nature of the root. Here it is not mentioned, so we are not writing. Question 2, 2y square minus 5y plus 10 equals 0. Similar formula we will use, d equal b square minus 4ac. D equal, b value is negative 5, so you write it in the bracket. 4 multiply 2 multiply c value is 10. So d equals negative 5 times negative 5 gives you 25. And multiplication of this, 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 10 is 80. And the discriminant answer for this one is, you can subtract this value, 10 minus 5 is 5, then 7 minus 2, 5. And the bigger number is negative, so this is the answer. D is negative 55. That means here D is less than 0. So the nature of quadratic equation root will be, the roots of this quadratic equations are not real. If you get negative answer, not real. Third question, root 2x square plus 4x plus 2 root 2 equals 0. So here you can see the root signs are there, but no need to worry about this. They are just numbers. So let's use the same procedure to solve this question. D equal b square minus 4ac. D equal, b value here is 4, so 4 square minus 4 multiply, a value is root 2 and c value is 2 multiply root 2. D equals 4 square is 16, 4 times 4 is 16, minus, how to multiply these numbers? Remember one point here, That is, when you multiply any root twice, you will get only number, because this root will cancel. When they multiply twice, this root will cancel and you will get the number what is present inside the root. So here you will see there is a root 2 here and root 2 here. When you multiply this root 2, you will get answer 2. That means 4 multiply this 2 and multiply this root 2 and this root 2. I can write it only once 2. So the final answer will be 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 60. Here you are getting discriminant as 0. So the nature of this quadratic equation, roots of this quadratic equation is real and equal. Let's go to the next question of this exercise. Question number 3. Here the question is, determine the nature of roots of the following quadratic equations. So here you have to find the discriminant and also you have to mention the nature of the roots. So it's the same way we have to solve, just the difference is we have to write the nature of the roots. So let's begin. First question, x square minus 4x plus 4 equals 0. Discriminant formula, b square minus 4ac. It is I will suggest you to write the formula every time when you solve the question so that you don't forget it when in the exam or when you are solving, because there will be so many formulas you have to study in this class. You might get confused or it may be difficult for you to remember. So every time when you solving question, you write the formula and try to apply it. D equal b square, here is negative 4 square minus 4 multiply, a value is 1, c value is 4. So here negative times negative becomes positive, 4 times 4 is 16, minus 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 4 is 16. Again here d value we are getting 0. So since d value is 0, we have to write the nature of roots as roots of quadratic equation are real and equal. If this is the case, then we have to write this as the nature of the quadratic equation. So let's begin with the second question. 2y square minus 7y plus 2 equal 0. Here again find the discriminant first. B square minus 4ac. D equal, b value is negative 7, so I'll write it in the bracket. 4 multiply, a value is 2 and c value is 2. D equal, negative 7 times 7 gives you 49, positive value, minus 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16. So the answer 49 minus 16 is how much? 9 minus 6 is 3 and 4 minus 1 is 3. Here it will be positive sign since the bigger number is positive. So D is equal to 33, that means D is greater than 0. So we can write roots of quadratic equation are real and unequal. Okay, so we are following this using these formulas. Okay, so this is the part we are using here to solve this question. Next, third question, m square plus 2m plus 9 equals 0. Here discriminant equal b square minus 4ac, d equal b value is 2 square minus 4 multiply 1 multiply 9. 1 is in front of m square, so d equal 2 square is 4 minus 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 9 is 36. D equal 6 minus 4 is 2 and 3 negative sign, because the bigger number is having a negative sign. So here you will see that D value is less than 0. Less than 0 means all the negative values will come under this condition. So we can write the nature of the quadratic equation as roots of quadratic equation are not real. So let's go to the next question now. Question 4. Form the quadratic equation from the roots given below. There are two roots given to you and we have to write the quadratic equation using this. In your previous class, in your previous standard, you have already studied the way how to solve this. I will use that method first to solve and then I will tell you the formula which is much easier to use. Okay, the first one 0 and 14. This is the method which you use in your previous class. That is, if these are the roots, I can write them in the bracket as x equals 0 and x equal 4. If you write them in the bracket, bring it will be okay. Let's not go further to this. Okay, so this can be written as, this is the method which you used in your previous standards. So I'm writing that x equals 0 and x equal 4. These are the two roots. So you will write that as x minus 0. I'm just telling you this method. If there is another numbers here, 2 or 3 or negative value, then you have to follow the same step. Okay. And here the bracket will be 4 will come to the left side, so it will change its sign. It will become x minus 4 equals 0. Write it separately, x minus 0 equals 0, x minus 4 equals 0. So this is x equals 0. We can write this as x minus 4, this 0, x minus 4. Okay, so we are writing this bracket twice and splitting this x minus 0. So when you multiply this, you will get x square. X multiply 4 will give you 4x. This is obviously will become 0 because it is multiplying with 0. So the equation becomes x square minus 4x. Okay, but now we will not use this method. We will use the easiest method which I told you in first slide, that is this one. Okay, so let's use that formula here. Formula is x square negative addition of roots plus product of root. Product of roots equals 0. So here there is x. Okay. So here if we use x square minus addition of roots. So these are the roots 0 and 4. If you add 0 plus 4, you will get 4x plus product of root 0 multiply 4 is 0 equals 0. So I can write this equation finally, x minus 4x equals 0. So this is the same answer you got. So I think this method is much easier and simple. Let's solve the same question, next question using the same formula. Question 2, 3 and negative 10. So I will write x square minus addition of the root. So if you add 3 minus 10. Okay, 3 plus negative 10 gives you 3 minus 10 plus product of root 3 multiplied by negative 10 equals 0. So I can write x square minus 3 minus 10 is negative 7. And here plus times minus is positive times negative is negative. 3 times 10 is 30 equals 0. Again, x square negative times negative becomes positive 7. We forgot to write x here. X 7x minus 30 equals 0. So this is a quadratic form of equation. Let's go to the next question. Third, roots are half and negative half. So I will use the same formula, x square minus addition of root, that is half, plus minus of half. So it will give you negative half. X plus multiplication of the root, that is half, multiply negative half equals 0. So x square negative half minus half, you know it's 0. So this will become 0x plus times negative gives you negative 1 by 4 equals 0. So this can be written as x square negative 1 by 4 equals 0. this will become 0 because 0 is multiplied with x. So this is the equation you are going to get. And the last question here, question 4, 2 minus root 5 and 2 plus root 5 x square minus addition of the roots, that is 2 minus root 5. Okay, let's solve this on the next slide because the space is less here. Question is 2 minus root 5, 2 plus root 5. 2 minus root 5 and 2 plus root 5. What is our formula? X square minus addition of the roots. So I will write 2 minus root 5 plus 2 plus root 5. Addition of the root x plus product of the roots. So we have to multiply this. I'll write it in bracket. 2 minus root 5 multiply 2 plus root 5. So here there is a quite calculation you have to do. X square minus, okay, addition of these two roots. Can you add these two roots? I'll write here 2 minus root 5 and 2 plus root 5. Addition of this minus root 5 plus root 5 becomes 0. What is left is plus 2 and plus 2, which gives you 4. So I can write 4x. Now the question comes this one. Let us solve this also here. Product 2 minus root 5 and 2 plus root 5. How to find product of this? 2 is multiplied with 2 and then 2 is multiplied with root 5. 2 times 2 is 4. Then 2 times root 5 gives you positive 2 root 5. Then minus 5 times 2 gives you negative 2 root 5. And negative times positive gives you negative root 5 multiply root 5. Okay, now see here I am using the same that formula here. 4 plus 2 root 5 and minus 2 root 5 is 0. And here negative root 5 multiplied with positive root 5. Root 5 multiply root 5 will give you just 5. So this is 4 minus 5, which will give you negative 1. You can solve it in this way. And there is another way which you can solve this multiplication, that is 2 minus root 5 and 2 plus root 5. I hope you know the formula, that is a square minus b square equals you a minus b and a plus b. So we have a minus b, a plus b already here. We can write it in the form of 2 square minus root 5 square. That will give you 4 minus root 5 square will give you 5. So answer is negative 1. So you can use any method out of these two to solve this product of these two roots. So answer is negative 1. I'll write it here directly, negative 1 equals 0. So here this is the product quadratic equation of this root. Okay. Next, question 5. Sum of roots of a quadratic equation is double their product. Find k if equation. We have to read this question again to understand what the question is asking. Sum of roots of quadratic equation. Sum of roots means there are two roots here given to you. Of course, the root is not given here, but we have to understand whatever the roots are there for this equation. If you find the sum of those roots is double their product. Okay, so we are going to write it in the statement, whatever the statement is given, we are going to write it in the form of number now. Okay, so let's write sum of roots. Let us consider the two roots as, let the two roots be alpha and beta. So let us consider these two roots are alpha and beta. Right now we don't know the number of that. So we are considering it as alpha and beta. This first statement here is sum of roots. So we will write sum alpha plus beta. So sum of these roots. We have formula already with us, that is minus b upon a, which I discussed in our first slide here. Okay. So alpha plus beta is minus b upon a, and alpha multiply beta is c upon a. So we are going to use that same formula here. Now here in this case, if you see negative b, that is here negative b is negative 4k. We should not forget the negative 4k, k value here. K is also a number. Okay. So this negative sign from the formula, and b value is negative 4k, divide by a value is 1. So this will give you positive 4k. Let us consider this as equation 1. Then it says sum of roots of quadratic equation is double their product. Let's write the product first. Alpha multiply beta. Product formula is c upon a. C value is 3 in the equation. A value is 1, which will give you. Okay, now see here this equation. I cannot write 3 only. Here the equation is x square minus 4kx plus k plus 3 equals 0. So this whole part is our c value. That's why we have to write k plus 3 divided by 1. So answer is just k plus 3. Let's consider this as equation 2. Because we will be using these values in our calculation. Now we will write this statement. What this statement tells us. We are going to write it now. So this statement tells us that sum of roots, that is alpha plus beta, of root of quadratic equation is double their product. Is double means twice their product. Okay, so according to the statement I have written, and now I have to just substitute the values which I have got. I have got alpha plus beta as 4k value, so I will write here 4k. 2, and alpha multiply beta, I have got k plus 3, so I will write here k plus 3, and just solve this. 4k equal, multiply this inside the bracket, 2 times k gives you 2k plus 2 times 3 gives you 6. 4k, bring this 2k to the left, it will change the sign, it will become minus 2k equal 6. 4k minus 2k gives you 2k equals 6. K will be 6 divided by 2, that is 3. So k answer we have got here as 3. Okay, let's go to next question. Question 6. Alpha, beta are roots of equation y square minus 2y minus 7 equal 0. Then the question is asking you to find alpha square plus beta square. And the next question is alpha cube and beta cube. Okay, so to solve this question, we have to first find out what is alpha plus beta value and what is alpha multiply beta value, because that is required. So let's solve this. Equation is y square minus 2y minus 7 equals 0. And alpha plus beta formula is negative b over a gives you negative of b value is negative 2 and a value is 1. So this gives you positive 2. Negative times negative becomes positive. And alpha multiply beta is c upon a according to the formula. C value here is negative 7, a is 1. So answer is negative 7. Okay, so according to this we have here equation, that is alpha plus beta, I have got 2. Okay, this is the solution I have got from this calculation. And alpha multiply beta, I have got negative 7. I will be using this as a hint, or this is helpful for me to solve question 1 and question 2 here. Let's solve that. Question 1 says we have to find out alpha square plus beta square. So what we have to do here, we have to use, we can use formula here, possible, or we can just write this as what way we can write this. We don't have any formula for a square plus b square. We have formula for a square minus b square, which can be written as a minus b and a plus b. but we don't have a square plus b square. How can we write this? What if we write this as alpha plus beta whole square minus 2 alpha beta? Because when you solve this, then you will get back to this. I'll solve it here and show you. Alpha plus beta square gives you minus 2 alpha beta. Okay, I'm going to solve this. Alpha plus beta whole square, I can use the formula as alpha square plus beta square plus 2 alpha into beta, and this is minus 2 alpha into beta. So this and this can be cancelled. What is left is alpha square plus beta square. That's why I can write this step. Next, alpha plus beta value we know already, it is 2, and we have to find square of this. 2 times alpha multiply beta, we already have 7, negative 7 answer here. 2 square is 4, negative times negative positive, 7 times 2 is 14. So answer is 18. So we have got answer for our first question. Second question here is alpha cube plus beta cube. How to solve this? Again, we are going to use this kind of way to write this. Okay, so we can write this as alpha plus beta whole cube minus 3 alpha into beta, alpha plus beta. Okay, this is from the formula. So as a homework, you can try to find alpha plus beta whole cube. You write the formula and then you try to sort it out and see whether you are getting this answer. Same way how we did this part, you can check that by yourself. Okay, and then alpha plus beta is 2 cube minus 3 alpha multiply beta. I have answer as negative 7. Here alpha plus beta I have 2. I am getting those values from here. So 2 cube is 2 times 2 times 2, that is 8. Negative times negative becomes positive. 3 times 7 is 21. 21 times 2 is 42. 8 plus 42, 8 plus 2 is 10 and 50. So alpha cube plus beta cube, we are getting answer 50. Okay, just try to sort this, multiply this, calculate, simplify this part, and you will get this alpha cube plus beta cube. Sometimes we have to find the answer in a different way, in a different approach. So here, this is a different approach to get the answer. Let's go to the last question of this exercise. Question 7. The roots of each of the following quadratic equations are real and equal. That means we know if the nature is real and equal, that means discriminant is equal 0. And the question is asking you to find the k value. Okay, so how to solve this? Discriminant means b square minus 4ac value is 0. So let's solve the first question. Some hints are already given in the question. So we have to read the question carefully and then try to approach and solve the question. So here the hint for us is they are already telling you that the quadratic equations are real and equal. If it is real and equal, we already have information that discriminant is 0. And it also gives you a hint that you can use the formula of discriminant here. Let's use this formula. B square minus 4ac equal b value for the first equation, b value is k. So k square minus 4 multiply a value is 3 and c value is 12. K square minus 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 12 is 144. Okay, here b square minus 4ac is 0. So I will write 0 here. Okay, so this is the equation we got. Now I can bring this negative 144 on to the left and can write it as positive 144 and this as k square. I can also write this as k square equal 144. I just change the position. This is k square. I want k value. So I will write k equals square root of 144. You have to put square root sign on other side if you want the single k value. We already know the root of 144 is 12 because 12 multiplied 12 gives you 144. And this is how we could find the k value. When you are putting plus root sign, we can say that it is plus or minus sign. So it is plus or minus 12. K can be either positive 12 or it can be negative 12. Next question. Equation here is kx into x minus 2 plus 6 equals 0. Okay. It is important for us now to write this in the form of quadratic equation, because if you write this in the form of quadratic equation, only then you can write what is a value, what is b value, and what is c value, which is required in this formula. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to solve this equation first and write it in the form of quadratic equation. So kx x minus 2 plus 6 equals 0. Let me multiply this kx inside. It will give you kx square. And then k multiply negative 2 gives you minus 2 kx plus 6 equals 0. Now you can see that it is in the form of quadratic equation, and it is easy for us now to write the formula or substitute those values in the formula. So b square minus 4ac. B value is negative 2k. Remember, this is the b value. Don't forget this k. Okay. So negative 2k square minus 4 multiply. Here a value is k, the number which is present in front of x square, k, and c value is 6. Solve this. Minus times minus, that is negative times negative becomes positive. We are squaring this, so it will give you 4k square. Minus 4 times 6 is 24k, and this is 0 as from the question we know already. And let us bring this negative 4k, or else we can do like this. K we can remove common out, on number also we can remove common out here. Which number we will remove out? 4. 4 and k we can remove common out. What is left here inside is k, minus 4 times 6 is 24k. Now see here, we can write this 4k is connecting with 0, so I can write 4k equals 0, and also this whole bracket equals 0, that is k minus 6 equals 0. In this, k is 0 divided by 4 is also 0. Here negative 6 will become positive 6. So in this way we have got two values of k. One is 0 and other one is 6. Okay, so some questions are solved here in a different approach. We can always try different approach to solve some questions. As long as the mathematically it is correct, there is no problem in approaching in a different way to solve any question. Okay, so here we have completed practice set 2.5, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All these 7 questions we have solved, and in our next video we will solve questions from practice set 2.6, which is word problem, how to apply application of quadratic equation in word problem. Okay, so till then, see you in next class. Till then, stay safe and bye everyone.